Hey guys, this is Jamie, and I am a FTM trans male, and I am at the beginning of my transition process. So I figured I'd start videotaping it just like everybody else here on YouTube, mostly for my own benefit, but for anybody else who's interested in watching and interested in asking me questions about the process. Just a little bit about myself. I'm 24 years old, and I'm currently a graduate student at UC Santa Barbara. So I'm beginning my transition process while simultaneously writing my thesis, which will be an interesting experience for me. Um, so, yeah, I mean, UC Santa Barbara is kind of one of the best places you can transition due to the resources that they have here and the medical insurance that they have here for transgendered people. So, before I get into the stage that I'm at right now in my transition, I just thought I'd say a few things about myself if anybody else can relate. I came out as gay in high school. So when I was 13 years old, I came out as a gay female and kind of rode that path for, a good majority of my life up to this point. Although, probably within the last 5 years or so, I haven't really identified so much with the gay community. It was really just, I liked girls. So, and who really likes to be called a lesbian? It's almost kind of like a dirty term to be called, especially when you don't really identify as a female in general. So this is kind of a new process to me. I haven't really decided to transition or even thought about it until about 2 years ago. Because when I came out, transgendered versus gay was very taboo. And, the queer community was, not even something that came into play within my life until maybe the last 5 years, which was a community that I felt more, accepted into because it was more inclusive than these binaries of lesbian, gay, male, female. But before that, if anybody's familiar with the South Park episode in season 9 called something like Mr. Garrison's Fancy New Vagina, that view that the makers of South Park portray transgendered people as was pretty much my view on it, which is kind of like a mutilation of the body, playing into societal norms about what male and female should be. So, yeah. So when I started to realize that I might be transgendered, it really freaked me out. And I'm not really the type to do anything hastily. So, even before I decide to spend $10 on a movie, I will probably read about 10 movie reviews to make sure that I'm not wasting my money, which kind of explains, this 2 year process for me until I came to the conclusion that this is something that I did in fact want to do and that was the best for me. So, given that, I have read a lot of the literature on transgendered issues and a lot of the books that are pretty popular as far as personal narratives go and people's various situations and experiences in the transgender process. I'm pretty familiar with all the different types of gels, the pellet method, different types of testosterone, DHT cream, side effects, different types of surgeries, you name it. I've probably read at least a few articles on it. And given this, I think that's what explains why my medical process has been going so quick lately. So, I haven't had any testosterone shots as of yet, I was supposed to get it yesterday, but apparently there's only like one nurse on campus who's like comfortable giving testosterone shots. So, and she was sick. So I told the doctor, well, can you email me when she's in? Because I'd really like to get this going. You kind of got my hopes up. And yeah, so anyways, so hopefully I get that by the end of this week. But so I had my first appointment at all, first appointment with a medical practitioner discussing transgender issues a week and a half ago. I haven't seen a therapist before. I haven't really discussed this with any medical professional at all. So I went in about a week and a half ago, and I talked for about an hour and a half and discussed, a variety of issues. He, was asking me these questions about, why I think I'm transgendered, what it means to me, the problems that I think I would face because of it, or the problems that I faced already because of it. I feel that my presentation in itself kind of brings about the same issues that transgendered males would have, as in, just because I never took on the identity as transgendered before doesn't mean that my physical presentation didn't bring that label upon me and bring the same types of difficulties that trans males would have. Currently, especially when I'm walking around with my girlfriend, I pass about 90% of the time. So it's not, it's not like an unknown experience to me. And so this, combined with the level of research that I've done about things and all the issues that I've thought about beforehand before coming to his office, by the time I had the next appointment a week later, he had already ordered a prescription for me before I got into the office. And so there was a week difference between first seeing the physician and getting my prescription a week later. And the only reason why I didn't get it a week later was because the nurse wasn't in, which is kind of bullshit. But I'm not complaining. A lot of guys go through a lot longer experience to get hormone treatment than that. And part of it is, in 2011, the standards of care were changed, which made practices a little bit more lenient as far as prescribing hormones. But the 3-month therapy requirement was always a suggestion or a recommendation, not like a hard set number of months that you would have to go to therapy. So it really just depends on how you go in and how you present yourself, and how sure you seem and that you've done your homework. And I think that's really what contributed to the fast track process that I'm going through now. So that being said, I will start testosterone soon, and I'm going to keep making videos about my changes and all that. I have a pretty muscular build already. I'm about between 5'5" and 5'6". I'm about 170 pounds. But, built-wise, I'm pretty, stocky. I have pretty big arms. Pretty muscular all over, so I think it'll be really interesting to see what the hell testosterone does to me, because most females don't really get in the type of shape that I am with the type of workouts that I do. And also, my dad is a hairy motherfucker, so that will be interesting. I'm also kind of cautious about that. So if you're interested in asking me questions or tracking my process, I'll keep making videos, and you can keep watching. So until then, see you guys around.